it's not a real military interview if you don't have beer. Everybody, this is Kent Larson. I'm sitting down with Salute Funding Network, got that right behind us. I'm sitting down with John Thompson, the founder of Salute to the Fallen, which is an incredible organization. And the reason why we're here today is we're just kind of updating everyone on how we got everything set up. Okay. Some things have changed since a year ago, September 22nd, and today's September 20th.
Yeah, a lot's changed.
A lot's changed. So people wonder what the Salute Funding Network is, and we'll just go over that real quick, how consumers and merchants that take credit and debit cards are actually helping fund his program here at Salute to the Fallen, which it's funny they got the crossed rifles right behind your head there, and I keep forgetting where the camera's at. That actually looks pretty cool. Yeah. But anyway, Salute to the Fallen is based out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and he primarily serves eastern Iowa, although he'll go out of eastern Iowa.
No, I actually primarily serve all of Iowa.
Well, this is true now. You're right. Things have changed. I forgot about that.
Yep. So we cover the entire state of Iowa when it comes to military, whether it's funeral assistance, so suicide, KA, training accident, first responder deaths, so line of duty, accidental vehicle. We even work with guys that are retired out where it's natural causes.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about how you put your organization together real quick, and then we'll go into and then what you guys do for services, and we'll talk about our relationship that we have.
Yeah, so the way we started is 5 years ago, so back in 2019. I had a couple buddies out of my unit commit suicide, and I got a little offended with how the VA handles things, and I was actually complaining to my wife about how things are being done and how I don't agree with the process, the red tape, all the bureaucracy.
Sure.
And so at that point, I owned a DJ business, Dog Tag Entertainment, and so we hosted a Gold Star family event. We honored 5 of Iowa's fallen. Really nice event, went extremely well. And someone goes, "Oh, are you going to continue this?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I'll think about it for 30 days." That was my response. Within a week and a half, I filed for the 501c3. We already had the name. We had a board put together. And that's kind of where we started. It started out of me being annoyed and my wife challenging me to do better.
Right.
And so we started back in 2019. To date, we have assisted over 500 of Iowa's military and veteran families.
Sure.
We have assisted in over 400 funerals.
Right.
We have assisted with deployments, homecomings, yellow ribbon ceremonies. We work very closely with a lot of units, so we know what's going on, who's deploying, when they're deploying, what's coming up. And then we're notified every time someone passes away where, whether it's suicide or an accident, we've built ourselves into these units so much that we'll get a phone call within normally 5 hours of the incident taking place.
Sure.
We've also, as of last year, started that crisis intervention. So we do a lot of crisis calls to work with guys. We do assistance. We pay for therapy. And it's just to, try to alleviate it and bring those numbers down.
Right.
As you see in the state report for the Iowa VA, they finally admitted the numbers are going on a rise. That has been the case for the last few years.
It's a shame.
And so one of the big things we push is EMDR therapy. They don't allow prescriptions or narcotics to do it because you have to work through your issues without shoving them back down with coping.
Right.
Medicine's a coping mechanism. It covers it up. It doesn't deal with it.
Correct.
And so we've learned a lot of these treatments because I'm like a guinea pig. I do it myself. And so it's trial and error. And so I've been in EMDR myself for 3 years. We've teamed up with some great service dog organizations, but we're out and about in the community, not just once a month when we host events,
right?
But every single week, all week long.
Cool. Let me ask you this. Okay, so I understand that. So, and then you found that EMDR therapy was the most effective for you, if I'm not correct.
So it has been the most effective for how I deal with my traumas.
And what I tell everyone is my company, MidWest PayPoint, after I did that series of static displays with you during the presidential election just to raise awareness, and then we did that series of podcasts on the war at home for that Memorial Day weekend.
Yep.
I deep dove into this, and I actually had to take a whole week off after doing 3 different podcasts because it was just so emotionally traumatic for me as just the interviewer.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm empathetic, I'm empath or whatever. I suck things off of people, and it was really tough. And then when he told me that, occasionally we're about running out of money, and I thought, well, I've got something I got to do here. So we got in the relationship we have here. And for those of you that are watching, you probably found us off the QR code at the restaurant or whatever home improvement place that you're at, or just off our map or off of someone's shirt. Hey, Casey, come over here real quick. So, all right, look on here. This is where you're at. I want you to show them your shirt. Can you sneak in there? See these cool little shirts right here? Now, on the side here, he's got a QR code. If you see one of our shirts, you do that. Turn around. Casey's such a great displayer here. This is just a small smattering of all the different merchants and local entertainment places, et cetera, that are in our network. If you use your credit or debit card here, guess what? You have just supported a Stripe with that swipe. A portion of that, thank you, Casey, I appreciate it, buddy. A portion of that transaction is covering the EMDR therapy. That's what we're earmarking.
Yeah, so a portion of that, so everything that he sends over to us off that percentage is going to trying to prevent veterans and military personnel and first responders from taking their life. So it goes to EMDR. It helps with financial assistance. It goes to the things that lower the numbers. And so that is what you do every time you support one of these businesses is in realism, you may not think about, oh, well, I just went here to eat. Well, yeah, but by you supporting them, it's supporting us and it's saving lives.
Correct. Thank you very much. It's a great way to explain it. What we do is we take 20% of our gross profit every month from the recurring income from all of our different merchants and businesses that are online with us, and that pays for the offset of the EMDR therapy so that funds are better available for everything else that he offers. The EMDR therapy, in my opinion, is the one thing that keeps you from needing everything else.
To a point.
To a point, but I mean, it helps. Yeah. As a recovered alcoholic, once I got the proper therapy through, all the other stuff cleared up. That's the way I explain it.
So there's 3 main causes.
Okay.
There's a few more than 3, but there's 3 main causes. You have your traumatic events or trauma, mental health issues. That's pushing suicide drastically. That's treatable. All day long we could treat that. We could give you the proper services. And there's stuff out there that the VA doesn't recognize or other groups aren't aware of. It's ever-changing. There's also the fact of finances. One of the biggest drives in the younger military population, suicides as well as veterans, is, they get into a point where they don't see a way out. All their finances are in a ruin. They look at the worst-case scenario. And so by alleviating some of those bills for them and getting them the proper help they need on top of it, lowers the numbers. One of the other big things, and I'm not able to help with this, unfortunately, is relationship issues. We've had a lot of young kids take their life over a relationship not working out.
Right.
And so like I tell guys, I'm like, look, that's something so minuscule that there's other fish in the sea. It's something you hear all the time, but there truly is. It's not a reason to end your life after a year relationship or a 3-year relationship.
But it pushes you over this.
It does.
You make bad choices.
There's a lot of other factors into that. So, if we alleviate the mental health and financial side, even during a bad breakup, now they have stuff to fall back on because they have money, they have other resources.
Right.
And that's one of the other things we push. It's not funded by the network, but by us hosting events, we're getting camaraderie out there. We're getting guys together. I hang out with a lot of the guys I work with all the time, and it's not even just through Salute stuff. It's through other community activities and other events going on.
Sure.
And so it's just finding purpose and finding a new mission in life after the mission in the military ends.
Correct. Oh, by the way, we forgot to thank Screaming Eagle.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jeremy, for allowing us to use your basement down here because it sounds a little bit better. Maybe I should have put up some lighting. I don't know. Anyway, I think the coloring is going to be really good. You can hear a little bit of noise in the background, maybe. But it's lunchtime here while we're doing this. So thank you again, Jeremy. I appreciate it. Totally forgot to say that when I opened up. I normally do. But this is what happens when you don't have notes in front of you. We don't prep.
No, I don't write speeches. It's no fun for me.
I never prep. I should at least have frickin' notes in front of me. Okay, so anyway, that's we were here just to explain all this to you, keep it as short as possible. We did it in about 10 minutes, which isn't bad at all. I think we've covered it pretty well. So if you're somewhere where you found the QR code to look on the map, go on that map, okay, or go to salutefundingnetwork.com, hit the menu icon, and lower it down.
Had to get Kent breaking news on the air. Sorry.
Yeah, I got breaking news. Breaking news. Okay. Anyway, we got 4 retired cops all sitting at the top of the stairs on the table, so we'll talk to them in a bit. Anyway, so what it is we want you to spread the word. Get we've got all kinds of special merchandise we put out. We have specials from our different merchant businesses that deal with us. If you get on our email list, you'll be getting those. You'll know about when we have special events coming up, like we're having our first official Gratitude this year, which shows gratitude on tour with all the merchants that are in the network.
And then Ken also shares Salute events. So if you want to be interactive and show up to our events, we have one of the biggest ones. Last year was our inaugural. Mm-hmm. This year is going to be a lot bigger. We'll sell out fast. Tickets go live here on Monday. But our second annual Black Tie Gala is being pushed. So last year was based around mental health.
Right.
We had Chaplain, we had Simon Conway, we had a one-star general admit about his own struggles after returning home and watching soldiers being loaded into C-130s and coffins.
Yeah.
And the mental health struggles he had with it. So last year was based firmly around that mental health side. This year is about the honor of service. We have, and I'm not going to say names yet because I want to tie it all down, but we have a Medal of Honor recipient.
Don't miss this one. Get your tickets.
A hero where there's a movie based off of what happened to him.
Right.
We have a 3-star general that was in charge of SOCOM. So he was in charge of all the special operations in the Middle Eastern Theater during OIF, OEF. So we have some big names coming. We also will have the chaplain again. As my big thing is we have to have the chaplain at the end.
Right.
We will have a lot of brass, and we will have a lot of respectable people from Congress to Iowa legislator in attendance. So this will be the one you don't want to miss.
So I would suggest go to salutetothefallen.org or follow them on social media like Facebook, like I do. I'll also have links to that. But time to wrap it up, man. We've done a great job here. Thank you, John, for joining me today. And now it's time to go on to the next video for awareness. This is Kent Larson with Salute Funding Network with John Thompson. Thank you again for allowing me to do this for you and your foundation. Ken. We love you. God bless you. You have the best day. Bye-bye.